When you do go into Chimaya to the church, they have a display of crutches and other things that people who have healed that were crippled, and they've left their crutches there. And we also find in the Southwest another one of these very famous locations where apparitions have been seen down in Mexico, and it is called the Temple of Guadalupe. And Guadalupe is the Spanish version of Mary, the mother of Jesus. And very often people go to Guadalupe, and there are many stories of miraculous healings that has taken place in that area. And it's at certain times of the year, people make their pilgrimages down to Guadalupe to partake of the miracle that is taking place there. There are other places also that are not quite as famous, but still have a lot of energy to them. And in modern days, we find that Sedona, Arizona, claims to have some of these magnetic vortexes within their city limits. And they're making quite a bit of money off of charging the tourists to take them on tours to go and visit these vortexes. And even though in the early days when these vortexes were active, today you have almost 2 million people passing through these areas, these intense magnetic areas, and the energy of these vortexes has been watered down. So at this time, many people are not experiencing the energy of the vortexes, and consequently the energy of the vortexes has moved to other parts in Arizona that are not close to Sedona. And hopefully the crowds won't find out where these other locations are where the energy has moved. But the energy in these vortexes is available to those who understand this energy and are able to travel to this location and take advantage of these areas. And one of the areas where the energy has moved, I went to visit it, and there was a ring of oak trees growing right around the center of the vortex. And in order to enter into this area, you have to go down underneath a bough. You have to bend over and go underneath the bough in order to get to this. And it's symbolic of humbling ourselves, going in there and bowing. And then once inside of the vortex, the energies may be so high that you might even feel giddy, or you might even feel sick to your stomach. It is as if you walk from dry land onto a boat and you got seasick. This is the type of energy that you find in that area. Other parts of Arizona have been very famous in history, such as the great chief Cochise, who lived in the southern part of Arizona, close to the town of Wilcox. And Cochise was a high initiate and a high priest to his tribe, and a very powerful man and a very wise man. And he lived down in this area, and his tribe was called the Cherokee tribe. And in the early days when the settlers came in, the army felt that the Cherokee people would be a threat to them. So they decided to make war against the Cherokee Indians down in Wilcox. And they weren't sure how to approach that, and somebody suggested that they use camels. So in 1880, they imported several camels and took them down to the southwest area around Quartzsite, Arizona. And they brought an Arab camel trainer with them to teach them how to handle these camels. He had an Arabic name and they couldn't pronounce it, so they just simply called him High Jolly. And Lieutenant Beale was in charge of the Camel Corps, and he took his camels in a raid against the Indian people. Well, what they didn't know was that the Indian people had horses. And the Indian people in the Southwest took to horses very readily, and they were just natural horse people. And when the army people with their camels would attack the Cherokee people, these horses that the Indian people were using, the smell of the camel actually spooked them. So the army never made very much progress in attacking the Cherokee people because of the ponies. The ponies would react very violently to the smell of the camel. So I just wanted to wrap this up with the beautiful ocean and the setting here in Malibu. And I would like to thank our host, Vanessa, and the other people that were working on this setting. And I hope I'm talking loud enough that you can hear it, because the waves are coming in here roaring, and I just appreciate this wonderful setting. Thank you.